how most of us are running around with a lot of shoulds. The word should. I've talked about it before, but I really want to reiterate now, especially now in quarantine, because I see a lot of people with good intentions giving, oh, you should be doing this, you should be working on this, you should be working on that. Um, and he gives an advice, and he says instead of doing the should, you know, what's going on, everybody? We're back, and as I'm making my daily videos here, I'm trying to do the best that I can of just trying to incorporate what I observe about myself, what I observe about my thoughts, and all the insights that I might get here and there from life, from my own kids, from certain things that I see in the media, just random thoughts, and hopefully we can kind of have a conversation, a dialogue, or really think about certain things. Really think, not just judge or have opinions about it. I'm talking about really thinking, understand why it happens or not. And again, from if I didn't do the last video, this book right here, Psycho-Cybernetics, pick it up whenever you get a chance. It will change the way you look at everything. So, as I said in my last video, our self-image is one of the most important things that I think that we overlook. I know for myself, it has helped me, and it also has burdened me in a lot of life events, right? It has helped me because when I had my sales role and stuff like that, I had that self-image had to be there in order for me to, take on the rejection and move to the next client, and not worry about the rejection. Even though it does hurt you, it does come up, but having this a better self-image of myself, I was able to just bounce off that rejection and move on to the next one. Now, going into life failure events where you feel like a failure, self-image is by far, I think, the most underrated thing. I know for me, in my situations where I had moments where I felt that I wasn't enough, I let people down, I felt that I wasn't able to be productive in society, or I wasn't able to add value because of what had happened. Maybe I lost my job, many things that I could have done that I felt that I had attached my value and my worthiness to these things, and when they fell apart, I really felt like a failure. Really felt like I wasn't enough. Really felt like I had let everybody down. Right. So in the book itself, it talks about how most of us are running around with a lot of shoulds. The word should. I've talked about it before, but I really want to reiterate now, especially now in quarantine, because I see a lot of people with good intentions giving, oh, you should be doing this, you should be working on this, you should be working on that. And he gives an advice, and he says instead of doing the should, as Gary Vee, I've seen him talk. I don't know if you read the book, but he uses the word could a lot, right? He doesn't say should, but he says could, because it says should means that you're doing it, you should be doing it, but you're getting these shoulds from outside reference, outside views, society, friends, family, but not yourself, right? You think you should be doing something because somebody else says it, you do it, you hate it, you don't want to do it. It's not really gonna have the same energy, the same outcome as somebody that's doing it because they want to do it, right? So he states changing the shoulds to could, right? So this way you don't have that guilt. Right now, a lot of individuals that go to the gym every single day, right, have no gym access unless you have a home gym. I'm talking for myself. I don't have an own home gym, so sometimes guilt pops up like, hey, you're guilty of not being able to work out at a normal gym, so you're doing the best you can. And some of us are not even working out at all, right? And a lot of guilt comes up and says you should be working out, and you should be doing this, you should be doing that. And I think that kind of causes a lot of guilt within ourselves. It doesn't really invoke self love, because now you're kind of guilty of not doing what you should be doing, what you think you should be doing. And it kind of, if you think about it, counteracts against self love. Self love is accepting yourself for who you are, loving yourself, not being guilty about the choices you made, and really being your best cheerleader in a sense. And if you're worried, feeling guilty about, you should be doing certain things and you're not doing it, you're gonna basically derail all the progress you made. The should itself is, if we start looking at it, is a reason why a lot of individuals that have great careers pursue certain great careers because of their parents said they should have done it for a better life. They pursue their careers, well-paying, well-established careers. They hate their careers. They hate their lives, and it's most commonly caused because they followed that advice of their parents as opposed to what they felt was best for them. I'm a big victim of this. I call it victim, but it's not. I I felt like I wanted to make my parents proud all through my first years of college. Basically moved forward basing it upon how my parents would be, how proud they would be of me if I was the first one to graduate from college, and get a business job. So later on, I started realizing that I was just chasing approval from them, right? And not only did that derail me from my own happiness, but understanding that their views of the world are totally different from mine, and their approval of me doesn't dictate my worthiness or my value, which I did attach that to them, especially to my mom and my dad. It's still hard, still working through that. You're still able to I see phases of myself of wanting that approval, and really feeling down on myself when I don't get it. So not attaching myself to that has been a big breakthrough. And I think a lot of us have that somewhere or another. It might not be our parents, might be our grandparents, siblings, whatever it may be, but we're always looking for approval, right, from others. That's one thing. But in the shoulds that we're talking about, I think we should start realizing when we start talking to ourselves about I should be doing this, I should be doing that, ask ourselves, why do we think that? Why? Like, where does it come from? Is it because you saw an article? Especially nowadays with such fast technology, such media everywhere, internet in your phone, computers behind me, TVs. You get a lot of advice from everybody, unsolicited advice. You're on social media. I'm on social media all day most of the time. It's a lot of people telling you how you should do things, but we never ask ourselves, are they the things that you want to be doing, right? Not everybody fits the same, right, mold. Everybody has their own strengths and weaknesses. There's not really a should for anybody else, but there's a lot of people that we see, even books, all these things that tell us how we should be living our lives. And the ultimate, I think, from the book itself, the ultimate goal you want to do is to be at peace with yourself and others, and do everything that can bring that peace with yourself and others, as long as you're not hurting anybody else, and follow your own calling. And that is something that I feel that a lot of us undervalue and really take for granted on the individuals that do what they love, because they love it, not because somebody told them to love it. Now they love it. No. They do what they love, and it is what they're here to do. I think that's one of the hardest things for us to process, and I think one of the easiest things to get